And here we go. Content warning. I can't even talk. Here we go. Content warning. Spoiler alert. Who wants the podcast today? You are experiencing a borderline off-road edition of the Tom Kelly Show. I just recorded a video with James Pontillo, who is a Curtis Sliwa impersonation. We literally were in the back storage room of a food distributor, and we shot some funny stuff, maybe. It was really a creepy space. I'm in a creepy neighborhood. Honestly, I'm in the city of New York, driving in an industrial area on a road that, honestly, is worse than anything I've driven the Jeep off-road. If you want a GPS where I'm at right now, I'm in front of a company, United Steel Products, at the corner of 34th Avenue and 127th Place. And this isn't just potholes, man. This is off-road. I'm literally in the shadow of Citi Field, where the Mets play. I am using this video camera to record, and I'm trying a different angle for those of you watching on the YouTube. And this is the Tom Kelly Show podcast, where one comedian, Tom Kelly, starts having fun, jerking around, being silly. I can't tell if this is a homeless shelter, a homeless encampment across the way, or is it just people who, is it just scrap metal? Like, this is a very, very industrial part of New York. I have no idea where the hell I'm driving because the camera is on, and I'm going to do 20 minutes freeform, if you don't mind, friends. I had a great dinner last night with my friend Karen Ruiz and my friend Tony Wolkin, and Karen says she always listens no matter what. So you know what, Karen? This podcast is for you. Think of this as a really long voicemail message for a friend. And for those of you new to the Tom Kelly Show, I started this podcast during the pandemic, which seems like yesterday and a million years ago. And I just sort of usually talk about things and stuff. The first thing but it's 10 friggin' degrees out. And I'm panting, I'm out of breath. I was just outside doing a video about Long Island influencers. I'll redo the bit now. People have been asking me, Tom, what do you think? There has been this sudden, I got known for over the last 5 years, for being the guy who talks about Long Island content. And I have said this before, and I say it again. I don't know if people were coming to watch me or coming to watch what I was talking about. And I was just the one guy focusing on this little piece of the pie. And now everybody is doing Long Island jokes. I mean, it started out with just me and a guy, the Long Island wise guy. And the Long Island wise guy is, I think, the rumor is a social studies teacher in his basement or something like that. And whatever it is, he's a guy who was doing jokes but didn't want to be known. And me, I was doing a couple of jokes about Long Island, and there you go, boom. Back to me. So I'm in Flushing, Queens. Oh my God, this is like where you get the best Chinese food and the worst drivers. You put it together. Now, back to me being brilliant here. Do I care about Long Island, other people doing Long Island content? Of course I'm jealous of them. Do I own Long Island? No, I can't control it, man. You can't be ESPN can't be the only TV station that talks sports. Other guys and girls got to be allowed to talk sports. So that's me, my friends. I am on, the wrong block. I'm on Northern Boulevard in Flushing now. I'm not lost, but I don't know how to get the hell out of here. So yeah, I was rambling about this though, people. Just go with me. I know this is going to be an all-over show. Do I care about other people doing Long Island content. I don't know how the hell they're making money. They are crowding and choking the algorithm a bit, and there are a couple of really good people doing Long Island content. Honestly, quite a few people who are doing stuff better than me. The Long Island sign guy is the guy I keep thinking of. He's a guy who sells signs, and he goes out and gives you like real information about places on Long Island, whereas me, I just go around being a little bit nostalgic and a lot being a horse's ass. And, you know, what are you going to do, people? What are you going to do? But I've said this before on the show, but I mean it. This is the future of social media. The future of entertainment even is micro-influencers. It's going to be, and I've said this quote before, this is Tom Kelly's smart thing about social media, free social media training here. I have said this before. I believe the future of video content is going to be micro-influencers. Now, when Andy Warhol was around in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, he used to say, everybody's going to be famous for 15 minutes. Then the internet came out in the 2000s, and people started saying, wow. When people would go viral, they're like, wow, everybody's going to be famous for 15 seconds. Tom Kelly says, everybody's going to be famous for 15 people. You have to figure out how to make your money off them. And so you have to figure out how to make money off of 15 people. Now, if you can make $1,000 a year off of 15 people, you're making $15,000 a year. Now, if you can make $100,000 a year off of 15 people, you're making $150,000 a year. So the future of social media is going to be people, high-end real estates, who are making 3% off of $1 to $3 million sales. The future of the internet is going to be car salespeople selling cars for huge amounts of money per sale. Me, I'm a stand-up comedian. I sell jokes for $5 a ticket. I don't see me making huge amounts of money off of this social media stuff at a certain point. And then this is what you're going to see. The creatives are not going to make money off of this because the algorithm's getting crowded out by everybody else. The creatives are going to stop creating, and all that's going to be left are twerking, really hot real estate agents. It's going to be all the girls you watch on mute, and maybe guys too. All the girls and guys you watch on mute with subtitles and real estate agents. That's all that's going to be left. And also the freaky looking people. I know a lot of people who have great looks. They aren't great comedians, but they do great on social media because you go, oh, that's a wacky personality. I'm going to park the camera. I'm going to park my finger there for a second. And listen, and before I blame influencers, I worked at a game show. When I worked at the Newlywed Game with Sherry Shepherd, the guy who was the executive producer thought, hey, if we book wacky couples, one wacky couple per show, people will stop on that channel. He was a genius. He was right. If you saw like the one couple where they were dressed in Renaissance fair gear, or if they were wearing wacky hats, or the really hot wife, that really hot one. Honestly, you put a really attractive woman who can't spell on Wheel of Fortune, I'm watching, baby. I'm watching. So that's what I have there. I am driving again. I don't know why I'm saying this as if you're just tuning in. If you're hanging on, I'm still on Northern Boulevard. I think I'm still in Flushing because, it's like Flushing is a very Asian part of town. I think it's very Chinese American firm, not just Asian. I think it's very Chinese. I came here once to Flushing for dim sum, and you have to, again, the best dim sum I've ever had in my life, but you have to go with a friend who is Chinese and speaks Mandarin or whatever native Chinese dialect they speak around here. I came here with 5 Caucasian friends, and we got dim sum, and they keep bringing stuff up, but they're bringing out the stuff you know the white guy doesn't want, and quite frankly, nobody wants. They're bringing out chicken's feet, which is not a delicacy, okay? It's very fatty, and it tastes like you're eating somebody's finger. It is eating chicken feet at dim sum is as close to being a cannibal as I want to be. It was gross. It was gross. And the lady, the waitress, who was Chinese, didn't speak English as her native language, kept bringing the chicken feet out. And I'm going to be fair. Sometimes I'm from a family of people who, many of whom did not grow up speaking English. There is no way in hell this woman was a waitress who, for a blank amount of years at the dim sum place, and did not know what no meant. Okay? She was Me Tooing us with chicken feet. She was raping us with chicken feet. And she did not take us seriously until my friend Hanny's then wife came in and said no in Chinese, which I believe was also no. But she gave a longer answer for, hey lady, enough with the friggin' chicken feet. These people want a real meal. They're a friend of mine. And then the service got better. Just saying, you had to be in the club. So it's funny, I'm kind of like driving around now looking for a great dim sum place for breakfast. I've been lazy about doing it. I want to get a second mount so you can see what I'm looking at when I'm driving. But on the other hand, I feel like you people are just happier looking at me. Bake culture, shared a moment. This is some sort of a market. Okay. So last one, it's cold out, 10 degrees cold out. I am going to spend the storm near my family so that way I can be supportive if anybody needs anything. I think that's my logic. Otherwise, or I could just be in the city, eat alone, and have space to myself, which is also nice. I'm driving back to Manhattan, though I'm not driving in that direction. I'm driving back to Manhattan in 10-degree weather. I think I'm just going to go back to my apartment and get a bag for clothing and maybe just spend a few minutes there just to relax for myself. But it's 10 degrees. The snowpocalypse is coming. I don't know. I have a gut feeling that the snow isn't going to be as bad as everybody says. But it's 10 degrees out, and I think you're going to see the other problems with cold weather. For example, freezing pipes. I recorded this scene with this guy, James Pontillo, and he is basically doing a YouTube series about Curtis Sliwa. It's a YouTube parody series about what Curtis Sliwa's life is like. If Curtis Sliwa won the New York City mayoral campaign, he would be rich. This guy, James Pontillo. Sadly, Curtis Sliwa only got like 6% of the vote. So I don't know. But if you were fascinated with Curtis Sliwa, who ran for mayor of New York City most recently, he was a guardian angel, which was like basically a neighborhood vigilante in New York City. Look up his life. He is quite the character, friends. Quite the character. And this guy is basically, again, using the Tom Kelly theory of everybody's only going to have an audience of 15 people. His show is going to be a cult hit. Anyway, we recorded in the back of this like food place, a food distributor, and we were inside, but it was 10 degrees out, and we're in like a junk room, warehouse, storage room, whatever you want. And after 40 minutes, I couldn't feel my toes. I couldn't feel my toes. So my dentist is calling, and I love my dentist. They still do manual confirmation calls or human confirmation calls. So I should probably check that in a minute. 16 minutes. So a couple of things before I go. Last controversial statement I'll make is Zohran Mamdani, since we're on the mayor thing. The mayor Mamdani is anybody calling Mayor Mamdani instead of just calling him Zohran? I think we owe him a little bit of respect calling him Mayor Mamdani. By the way, how fun is that to say, Mayor Mamdani? But Mayor Mamdani has declared that there will not be a snow day on Monday, and kids will go back to virtual learning instead of getting a snow day in New York City. And you know what? Everybody is saying, Mayor Mamdani, give the kids a day where kids can be kids. Let them have a snow day. Let them make their snowballs. Let them do this. Listen, New York City and America, we are falling behind in education. Big time. And I think this is the first thing that Mamdani has done that I like. Yeah. You know what? Yes, let kids be kids. Let kids go out and play in the snow. Let them have their hot cocoa. But that's great for the rich families that have a mom staying at home, or dad staying at home, parent, gender fluid parent. They have someone, grandparent, someone staying home to help them out. So you know what? Yes, they may be tethered to a computer. Yes, they may not learn as much because they're doing distance learning. But guess what? We did that for 2020 and 2021. If any good thing could come out of the years of 2020 and 2021, maybe it's that kids can learn during a bad day of bad nature. And guess what, man? The other one is, this is something that doesn't cost anybody anything. The Zoom meetings are set up in case there's another pandemic. The teachers are getting paid, whether it's a snow day or not. You know what? Even if it's a day of half-assed learning, I'm in favor of Mayor Zohran Mamdani making kids do virtual learning on a snow day. He may not be the guy I voted for. He may not be the guy who I like, but you know what? On this, Mayor Mamdani, we agree. Yes. I have no idea where I am right now. I'm on Northern Boulevard, and the signs are back to being in English, so I feel like I've moved further east, and I'm not in Flushing anymore. But here's what I do know. I like doing this podcast. I am putting out new content on Instagram at least 5 times per week. I'm putting new content out on TikTok 5 times per week, even if it's a very niche opinion, even if you disagree with the opinion. I would love for you to comment on it. So how about that? So until next time, friends, thank you so much for the love you show me. This is what we call a mic. Thank you for being one of my 15 fans that pay attention. And wherever you get a chance, tag a celebrity in the comments of a video. Share my Instagram videos to people who you think might like it. Direct message it to friends. And, you know, I don't know. Tell somebody who likes podcasts about this podcast. The hard part with this podcast is, or any podcast now is, people have less time to listen to podcasts and more choices for podcasts and other forms of entertainment than ever. You could be doom scrolling right now. This was a long, you know what it's funny about this? This 20-minute podcast was you, I mean, this is where I'm healthy for you. This was me and you bonding for 20 minutes straight without you taking the finger and swiping it up. You know, so maybe I helped you focus for a minute. I don't know if I helped you focus on anything good, but I think I helped you. I was good for you. So until next time, friends. Good night, Queens, New York.